Sports used to be straightforward. You tuned in or went to a game, only cared about the score, and that was the end. Now the field has become a political stage. Every athlete suddenly has an opinion on the current state of politics. But all this started way before Colin Kaepernick. It actually started in the 1990s. In the 90s, Craig Hodges was a certified NBA champion, a player who once drained 19 straight three-pointers in a single all-star round.
This is unbelievable.
19 shots in a row is the best performance in the history of this long-distance shootout. Well, yeah, thanks a lot.
In October 1991, following the Chicago Bulls championship win, Craig Hodges showed up to the White House wearing a stark white, floor-length dashiki. He then handed President Bush an 8-page letter on poverty and inequality.
Craig used the opportunity to slip the president a letter.
Mr. President, the athletes from the Chicago Bulls number 12, 10 of whom are of the descendants of African slaves, I have taken on the responsibility to speak on behalf of those who are not able to be heard from where they are.
The league's response wasn't a penalty, it was essentially an exile. He went from a key player to a bench warmer. By summer, the Bulls let him go. At 32, he was a two-time champ who hit every shot he took, but the phone just stopped ringing. Hodges sued the NBA, claiming $50 million in losses. But in the end, the case was tossed. In 1996, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf was the starting guard and leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets. For months, he avoided the national anthem by staying in the locker room or stretching on the sidelines, until the media ignited a political firestorm. When confronted, he was blunt. He called the flag a symbol of oppression and tyranny. On March 12, 1996, the NBA suspended him for one game. That one game reportedly cost him $31,000. He eventually reached a compromise to stand and pray with his head down, but the damage was done. Denver traded him to Sacramento that summer just to quiet the noise. By 29, he was effectively pushed out of the league, finding no takers for a tryout. He took his game overseas, but the controversy followed him home. He reportedly received death threats. KKK was spray painted on his property. In 2001, his home in Mississippi was burned to the ground in an act of arson. He had brought politics into the arena, and in return, the world brought its vitriol to his front door. Now that we've established this was happening since the 90s, let's go to one of the most notable modern cases of an athlete disrespecting his country and paying the price. Fast forward to 2016, a time in which politics ruled everything. On August 26, 2016, Colin Kaepernick sat during the national anthem before a preseason game. He said he would
continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change, and when there's significant change, and I feel like that flag represents what it's supposed to represent, and this country is representing people the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand.
By September 1st, he switched to kneeling, and eventually dozens of players across the league would do the same. In response, NFL ratings fell 8% in 2017. J.D. Power found 26% of people watching fewer games blamed it on the protests. SurveyMonkey found 33% of fans purposely stopped watching that season. And when his contract was up, no other team wanted the controversy that came with Kaepernick, so he remained a free agent. He would eventually sue the NFL, getting around $3 to $5 million in the end. He was signed with Nike, but that only appealed to a small segment of consumers. Kaepernick is now irrelevant, a result of his blatant disrespect to the flag. Then the activism infected women's soccer, and corporations finally felt the heat. Megan Rapinoe built her brand on liberal activism. She kneeled in solidarity with Kaepernick in 2016. She bashed Trump after the 2019 World Cup win, refusing to visit the White House.
Would you go? Would your teammates go?
I would not go, and every teammate that I've talked to explicitly about it would not go.
Everyone that you've talked to?
Everyone that I've talked to, yeah. I don't think anyone on the team has any interest in lending the platform that we've worked so hard to build, and the things that we fight for, and the way that we live our life. I don't think that we want that to be co-opted or corrupted by this administration.
By 2021, Subway thought her star power would sell sandwiches. They were extremely wrong. Franchise owners erupted. One Wisconsin operator posted a hand-scrawled note on his door, "Boycott Subway until Subway fires the anti-American." The North American Association of Subway Franchises pressured corporate to pull her ads. A devastating survey confirmed worsened the damage. 45% of consumers said Subway should drop her. In the end, Subway did not renew the partnership, but the spiral continued. When Rapinoe missed a crucial penalty kick against Sweden in the 2023 World Cup, Trump just couldn't help himself. Nice shot, Megan. The 2023 World Cup final ended up drawing just 2.21 million US viewers, an 87% collapse from 2019. And 2 years later, ratings fell again, this time 79%, to just 300,000 viewers per game. The era of Activism first soccer ratings had ended. Even Olympic podiums became political battlegrounds. Gwen Berry was an elite hammer thrower. In 2019 at the Pan American Games, she raised her fist on the medal stand to protest racial injustice. The US Olympic and Paralympic Committee reprimanded her and put her on 12 months probation. Berry said sponsors dropped her and she lost 2/3 of her income. When she returned in June 2021 at the US Olympic trials, she turned her back to the flag during the anthem, pulling a shirt reading "Activist Athlete" over her head.
Me being able to represent my communities and my people and those who have died at the hands of police brutality, those who have died to this systemic racism, I feel like that's the important part.
Then in April 2023, she tested positive for a banned substance and received a 16-month suspension from the USADA. The ban ended in August 2024 after the Paris Olympics had already started. The athlete who once raised a fist on the podium never even made it back to one. Now women's basketball wanted a go at the woke parade. In July 2020, Brittney Griner refused to come onto the court for the national anthem, saying the anthem should not be played during the season, presumably because Trump was president at that time. But this time, there was no direct league penalties. Fast forward to 2022, Biden is now president and Brittney Griner was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison.
Today, a Russian judge gave her a 9-year sentence after finding her guilty of drug possession and smuggling. The two-time Olympic gold medalist pleaded with the Russian judge not to, quote, end her life and apologized, saying she never intended to break laws or hurt anyone.
And of course, the Biden administration made the worst deal possible. They traded Victor Bout, the notorious arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, who was convicted of conspiring to kill American citizens and plotting to assassinate U.S. pilots. In return, America would get a WNBA player caught with a THC vape cartridge. Marine Paul Whelan and school teacher Mark Fogel were left behind. When Griner returned in December 2022, the irony wasn't lost on anyone. By May 2023, she was standing for the anthem, admitting it definitely hit different, meaning she now suddenly appreciates the land of the free. As of 2026, Brittney Griner is back to her normal life and playing basketball, while the Merchant of Death walks free in Russia. Now here's a case where activism actually paid off. LeBron James. LeBron James is arguably one of the most dominant players ever, and undeniably the most politically outspoken. It started in September 2017, when President Trump uninvited Steph Curry from the White House. LeBron fired back on Twitter, "You bum, Steph Curry already said he ain't going, so therefore ain't no invite. Going to the White House was a great honor until you showed up." Fox News host Laura Ingraham snapped back and said what most of us were thinking.
It's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball. Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
LeBron didn't flinch. He turned that insult into a Showtime docuseries title. He also co-founded More Than a Vote, declaring this is the time for us to finally make a difference. He demanded justice for Breonna Taylor. "I want the state of Kentucky to know that we feel for her and we want justice." Then came a little controversy. In April 2021, after the Derek Chauvin verdict, LeBron tweeted a photo of the Columbus police officer who shot Ma'Khia Bryant with a caption reading, "You're next, #accountability." The backlash was immediate. He deleted it and explained, "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate." Still, he didn't stop. In October 2024, weeks before the election, he endorsed Kamala Harris. What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris. The consequence wasn't lost money, it was lost fans. A Harris poll found 38% of viewers watching fewer NBA games James blamed politics. A Marist poll found 70% of Republicans were less inclined to watch. By 2026, his all-star fan voting collapsed to 536,555 votes, 15th overall, 9th in the West. Pretty devastating for one of the best in the league. ESPN data showed his approval rating polarized by race, soaring with black fans but cratering with white fans. And the sponsors, they stayed. Nike kept their lifetime $1 billion deal. His $80 million annual off-court income never dipped. LeBron proved you could fracture your audience, lose half the country, and still cash the checks, as long as you were the face of the brand, not just the product. And that brings us to today. The 2026 Winter Olympics just wrapped up in Italy, and the pattern continues. Freestyle skier Hunter Hess said wearing the American flag didn't mean he endorsed everything happening in the country. President Trump called him a loser on Truth Social. Hess called it the hardest 2 weeks of his life. Figure skater Amber Glenn won gold, then posted a photo with her teammate captioned, "They hate to see two woke is winning." Snowboarder Chloe Kim defended them. Cross-country skier Jesse Duggan spoke out against hate. So far, no sponsors have dropped them, no suspensions, no probation. Only time will tell if they face the same consequences as some of the other athletes in this video. But one thing is certain, every time politics invades the field gets smaller. The audience fractures, the ratings fall, and the fans who just wanted to watch a game go somewhere else. Moral of the story, stop bringing politics into sports.